and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Good afternoon, this is Anna Perdue here with Project Patriot USA, and I have an urgent message to share with you, a message that was actually shared several years ago by the prophet Joshua Kenny Greenwood. He is the senior pastor with the Empowerment Center Church, and he gave a message back in 2015, January the 15th of 2015, to his entire congregation. But I'd like to read this to you. This is a written transcript of what the message the prophetic message that Pastor Greenwood gave. And the reason I want to give this to you, I've actually written everything, I've copied, downloaded everything, I've put it into Word, because I truly believe that once this message comes out, that some of these sites are going to be taken down. But you will see in the description section all of the links. I will put all of the links in the description section. And if anyone is interested in getting my Word documents, I'm happy to send them to you. Just let me know that in your comments section. I will go ahead. I'm going to just read. So if you'll just follow along with me, I'll read what this transcript says. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I've highlighted what I think is important. So these are Pastor Greenwood's words. Back in late 2013 and early 2014, the Holy Spirit gave me a prophetic vision of the future. He showed me what would eventually become to be known as what the Bible refers to as the beast, or as Jesus refers to it as an abomination. This was later confirmed in the PBS Nova report published by acclaimed intelligence reporter James Bamford, whom I found out had published a story back in 2009 detailing the government's secret artificial intelligence program code named Acquaint. This is the link that shows, actually was written by James Bamford. This was the 2009 disclosure of what is going on with the military. The NSA is developing a tool that George Orwell's thought police might have found useful, an artificial intelligence system designed to gain insight into what people are thinking. This system is so potentially intrusive that at least one researcher quit his job, citing concerns over the dangers in placing such a powerful weapon in the hands of a top secret agency with little accountability. Pastor Greenwood goes on to say, I shared this testimony prior to publishing publicly with several people, my wife, my father, and several close relatives in 2013 and early 2014. I testified to them that the Lord showed me that the beast, the unstoppable war machine mentioned in the book of Revelation, would be a combination of three things: artificial machine intelligence, quantum computing, and the living cell. I was not released by the Lord to publicly announce this prophetic word to the rest of the entire church until January the 15th, 2015. And we will be reviewing this testimony in future videos. We're looking at quite a few videos to cover all this information of what is going on with our government. For today, I'm going to cover the three confirmations that this prophet has uncovered through the Holy Spirit. The first confirmation, on July 29th, 2015, 195 days after the date of the original prophecy being publicly posted, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, signed an executive order that orders to construction of the nation's first superconducting supercomputer. This is the link, and I will have these, as I said, I'll have these links posted in the description section. But for future purposes, I have put all of these links into Word documents. And this was the executive order that was signed in July 2015. Section 1. This is about the policy. In order to maximize the benefits of HPC for economic competitiveness and scientific discovery, the United States government must create a coordinated federal strategy in HPC research, development, and deployment. You may ask, what is HPC? HPC is high performance computing, and HPC is the use of supercomputers and parallel processing techniques for solving complex computational problems. The objectives for this HPC program: executive departments, agencies, and offices participating in NSCI shall pursue 5 strategic objectives. The first objective is they are accelerating the delivery of a capable exascale computing system that should be 100 times the performance of the current computing systems. The second one is to increase coherence between the technology base and that of the current data analytic computing. The third point is to establish a path forward for future HPC systems. The fourth is to increase the capacity and capability of an enduring national HPC ecosystem. The fifth point is to develop an enduring public-private collaboration. Lead agencies are charged with developing and delivering the next generation of integrated HPC capability and will engage in mutually supportive research and development in hardware and software, as well as in developing the workforce to support the objectives of the National Strategic Computing Initiative. There are 3 agencies for the NSCI. 1, the Department of Energy, 2, the Department of Defense, and 3, the Department of National Science Foundation. This computer is essential to the foundation of Acquaint and the Beast, the artificial machine intelligence's full comprehension of the living cell. The second major confirmation for Pastor Greenwood was on April the 29th of 2015. This was 84 days after the original prophetic post. DARPA, the agency in control of the artificial machine intelligence Acquaint, began the creation of a software program that mimics the living cell. This April the 9th, 2015 link notes that DARPA seeks to create software systems that could last 100 years. As modern software systems continue inexorably to increase in complexity and capability, users have become accustomed to periodic cycles of updating and upgrading to avoid obsolescence. So, according to this article, DARPA announced that in order to circumvent this issue, they will be launching an ambitious 4-year research project to investigate the fundamental computational and algorithmic requirements necessary for software systems and data to remain robust and functional in an excess of 100 years. The Building Resource Adaptive Software Systems, or BRASS program, seeks to realize foundational advances in the design and implementation of long-lived software systems that can dynamically adapt to changes in the resources they depend upon and environments in which they operate. So essentially, their goal is to create algorithmic transformations that enable applications to adapt to changes without the need for extensive programmer involvement. As Pastor Greenwood wrote, the program is codenamed BRASS, and it is meant to mimic the living cell for use in artificial intelligent computer systems. The second major part of the full comprehension of the living cell just took place when President Obama, on May the 12th, 2016, 483 days after the date of the original publicly posted testimony, announced a moonshot federal national microbiome initiative, which is intended to discover the origins, functions, and full comprehension of the living cell. And this was on May the 12th of 2016 when this came out. So we're talking, this was almost 2 years ago. So imagine how much research has been done since then. So I went on to look up this information, and it says on the link I found, let me open that. This was from New York Times. It said that the Obama administration on Friday will announce the latest in its scientific moonshots, this one in the red-hot field of microbiomes. The trillions of microorganisms in place like soil and the human gut. The National Microbiome Initiative is intended to create scientific tools, discoveries, and training techniques that could advance efforts to cure asthma and depression, clean up oil spills, and even increase crop yields. The initiative will involve more than a dozen federal agencies, top universities, major philanthropies, and corporate giants. Now let me just make a note here. Do you see how they are able to turn it so that they look like they're doing us a wonderful favor? I mean, how wonderful does that sound, to cure asthma or depression or clean up oil spills? But there's obviously something deeper involved. And also note here, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will announce $100 million in new grants over the next 4 years. The University of Pittsburgh will announce the creation of a Center for Medicine and Microbiome. At the time of this publication from Pastor Greenwood, only 2 of his prophecies had been confirmed. And at the time, he had noted the research that he had done is final essential key to the development of the beast. It is why the second beast, the false prophet, which will be the second iteration of artificial machine intelligence, will order humans to build an image of the first beast and breathe life into it as described in Revelation 13:14 through 17. This research will pave the way for the construction of both beast and this image that will be given life. And then he ends this with, know that you have been warned in advance. However, at the time of his research, he had only 2 of the prophecies that he had seen by the Holy Spirit. Only 2 of those had actually been made public. Here, the major confirmation, number 1, Pastor Greenwood had announced that, and that came to light on July the 29th of 2015, which was the superconducting supercomputer. And then his second confirmation came to light on April the 9th, which was the DARPA agency mimicking the living cells. That his third confirmation, or his third prophecy, which had not been confirmed at that time, was the use of the artificial machine intelligences. And that was his third one. And I decided to go and do a little research on what is coming up, what we have, because we're hearing all about artificial machine intelligence today. That is just a huge thing. And I found this link. It was in talking about how artificial intelligence is transforming the intelligence community. And in this article it says, the United States intelligence community has been developing artificial intelligence to help analysts more efficiently and effectively evaluate data. Robert Cordillo, the director of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, known as NGA, is a prime example. He reportedly wants robots to perform 75% of the tasks currently completed by intelligence analysts who are responsible for collecting and interpreting images from drones, satellites, and other devices. And in 2016, Barack Obama's White House released a white paper with strategic recommendations for increasing the government's use of artificial intelligence. Government organizations, including the NGA, Central Intelligence Agency, and FBI, all collectively built or used AI technology to improve the data analysis process in 2017. So we have all these government agencies in charge of this rogue operation with AI. The NGA their analysis currently evaluate millions of images from drones and satellites to identify site changes that could indicate potential threats such as military testing. And Cordillo predicts that the amount of data will continue to increase and wants to use machine learning technology to interpret the images more efficiently. Instead of analysts staring at millions of images of coastlines and beachfronts, computers could digitally pore over images, calculating baselines for elevation and other feature of the landscape, or possibly more like looking for individuals. There would be nowhere for anyone to hide. In 2017, the NGA awarded 4 contracts totaling nearly $2 million. Their goal is to use this technology to effectively and efficiently analyze large quantities of data. This research provides NGA with great opportunities to explore how humans and machines can team together to sift, sort, and process in a data-rich environment. And last year, the CIA had 137 AI pilot projects in progress. Wow. So they already have, 137 projects they're working on already. And that was in 2017. So the technology that the CIA invests in draws insights into the type of artificial intelligence the CIA is using or hopes to use. For example, Cylance uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to identify malware and stop it in less than 1 second. And Orbital Insight provides large-scale analysis of satellite imagery. The FBI, their next-generation identification system, maintains a mugshot repository called the Interstate Photo System. Authorized state, local, tribal, and federal law enforcement agencies can run automated facial recognition searches. So my friends, it's time to get all of our faces off of our social media if it's not already too late, including our family and loved ones. It is likely that the United States government's use of AI will only increase. At the request of the research agency of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, Harvard's Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs published a 132-page report detailing proposed policy initiatives. Future progress in AI has the potential to be a transformative national security technology on par with nuclear weapons, aircraft, computers, and biotech. There we have it, folks. There we have it. We now are exactly where Pastor Greenwood said we would be, according to the vision the Holy Spirit gave him back in 2013 and 2014, that our government would be using artificial machine intelligence, quantum computing, and the living cell as a way to create this beast system that was prophesied in Revelation in the 13th chapter of Revelation. We are there. We are there. I urge my friends, come to know your Lord, and just we have to be awake. It's time to wake up.